So, not everyone gets taken out by drugs or heartbreak or the long, slow crawl of depression with its 1,000 little cuts. Some of us just keep going. We live past our expiration dates, outran the worst part of the storm, and now we're here in the wreckage, analyzing our survival like it's supposed to mean something. But it doesn't. At least not in the way people think. No one talks about the part after. The years when the chaos calms down and you're left sitting there alone with your routines and your history, wondering what the hell to do with yourself. You don't get a standing ovation for merely surviving. You get quiet. You get weird. You get lost in your own brain. But before I divulge more, please like, subscribe. Don't be a poser. There's no prize for making it. There's just time. And time, when stretched out with no real sense of purpose, is a cruel mirror. You start asking yourself questions like, what the hell do I do now? And worse, who was I before all of this? I didn't expect to make it to this age. Not because I thought I'd die young, though that wasn't really off the table, but because I never built a plan past 30. Everything was reaction. Everything was running from the last thing, chasing the next thing, and then numbing the time in between. I spent years being someone. The punk, the artist, the addict, the fighter, the one with the loud voice. I wore my identity like a leather jacket in summer. Suffocating but necessary. It told the world who I was so I wouldn't have to. But eventually that jacket stopped fitting, and now I'm standing here in the middle of the road, holding it in my hands, wondering if I even recognize the person who used to wear it. There's no guidebook for this stretch of life. The part where the drama is over but the movie's still running. I used to think the goal was to survive, to not go to jail, to not get stabbed, to not text the ex, to not blow up more bridges. And I did it. I made it through. But no one tells you that survival has a cost, because the things you did to survive, they calcify. They don't just disappear. You end up with this internal architecture that was built for chaos, now standing useless in peacetime. You're armored up for a battle that you aren't part of anymore. It doesn't make you strong, it makes you numb, disassociated, functional in a way that feels like quiet collapse. There's a name for it, I'm sure, some pop psychology term. But what it feels like is this. You're an analog tape left in a streaming world. You worked, you mattered, you had a moment. But now you're collecting dust on a shelf, and no one remembers how to hit rewind. And it's not about wanting to go back. I don't romanticize the old chaos, but I do miss knowing who I was. Even when I was miserable, I understood the story I was in. Now it's just days. Endless, unremarkable days. Punctuated by flashes of old memories that show up like ghosts and leave before you can ask what they want. So people always ask how I'm doing. I say fine, and that's not a lie. It's just not the truth they're looking for. Fine means I got through the night. Fine means I didn't spiral. Fine means I paid the bills and didn't punch a wall. I guess that's the bar now. The world doesn't teach you how to be okay. It teaches you how to hustle, how to suffer, how to fall apart dramatically enough to qualify for likes and comments. But being quietly lost in the middle of your own life, that doesn't trend. It doesn't sell. It's not a breakdown. It's like a slow unspooling. You don't collapse. You just unravel until you're not sure where you end up and what's you and what's routine. This part of life isn't about growth. It's about maintenance. You wake up, try not to think too hard, and do the thing. Make coffee. Feed the pet. Check the phone. Try not to scroll yourself into an existential coma. Go to work or go nowhere. Come home to the echo of your own thoughts and try to drown them in something external. There's no climax, no big emotional breakthrough, just the slow grind of staying upright. And somehow you're supposed to reinvent yourself. Find your why. Join a gym, start a second act, get into crypto, whatever empty idea passes for purpose these days. But most of us are just trying to stay afloat. And the worst part isn't the emptiness. It's the expectation that you should be filling it. Like there's something wrong with you for not having the energy to build a brand new personality out of ashes and duct tape. But maybe the truth is this. You don't need to become anything. You just need to stop pretending you're not already someone. Even if that someone is a little beat up, a little quiet, A little tired of pretending to care about the next thing. I don't have a solution. There's no tidy way to tie this up. This isn't the part where I suddenly figure it all out and walk off into a sunrise with purpose in my step. I still wake up wondering what the hell I'm doing. I still walk past mirrors and flinch. But I'm still here, still moving, even if the direction's unclear. And that's not triumph, but at least it's honest. So I didn't die. I didn't entirely implode. I just kept breathing. And now I'm left with the task of living without the noise. That's the real storm. Not the addiction, not the pain, not the loss. The real storm is what comes after. The stillness, the rebuilding, the weird, quiet honesty of surviving long enough to lose your old self and trying to live with the version that's left. And it doesn't feel heroic. It feels like sweeping up glass in an empty room. But it's something, and some days that's all I've got. And for now, I guess that has to be enough. This has been Slack Signal X.